Excuse me, I hope you don't mind me asking. You look like you know this area well. I'm trying to figure out the bus system.
Hello. No, I don't mind at all. I'm happy to help if I can. I have lived in this city for many years, so I know the buses quite well. What do you need to know?
Thank you so much. I want to take the number 12 bus to the City Museum. I have the bus schedule here, but it doesn't say how long the journey takes. Do you know how long the bus ride is?
Ah, the number 12 to the museum. That's a very popular route. I take that bus sometimes. The journey time is a good question, but the answer is not so simple.
It's not simple. I thought it would be a specific amount of time, like 30 minutes or 1 hour.
I wish it were that easy. The truth is, the length of the bus ride really depends on several different factors. It can change a lot from day to day and even from hour to hour.
It depends on different factors.
What kind of factors do you mean? I just want to plan my day, and it's difficult when I don't know how long I will be on the bus.
I completely understand. The biggest and most important factor is the time of day you want to travel. The amount of traffic in the city changes dramatically throughout the day.
The traffic, of course. I didn't think about that. So, if I travel when the roads are busy, the bus will be much slower?
Exactly. The bus has to drive on the same roads as all the cars, so when the traffic is bad, the bus gets stuck in it too. What time were you thinking of going to the museum?
Well, I was planning to go this afternoon, maybe around 5 o'clock. That would give me a couple of hours at the museum before it closes.
I see. 5 o'clock in the afternoon on a weekday is what we call rush hour or peak time. That is probably the busiest time to be on the road. Rush hour? Is that when everyone is traveling home from work?
Yes, that's exactly right. Most offices in the city finish work at 5 o'clock, so thousands of people get in their cars and go home at the same time. The roads become very congested.
Congested means full of cars and very slow, right? So 5 o'clock is a bad time to take the bus.
It is not the ideal time for sure. The bus will move very slowly. There can be long lines of cars, and the bus has to stop at every traffic light. It can be quite frustrating.
So if I travel at 5 o'clock during rush hour, how long do you think the ride to the museum would be? Can you give me an estimate?
During rush hour, that journey could easily take over an hour. It might even be closer to an hour and 15 minutes if the traffic is particularly bad today.
An hour and 15 minutes? Wow, that is much longer than I expected. That would not leave me much time at the museum at all.
I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but it's better to be prepared. Traveling at 5 o'clock would definitely be a slow journey.
I appreciate you telling me. It's very helpful information. So, if rush hour is a bad time, when is a good time to travel? When is the traffic lighter?
A good time to travel is during what we call off-peak hours. This is the time when most people are already at work or at home, so the roads are much quieter.
And when are the off-peak hours?
Generally, The middle of the day is very good. For example, between 10 in the morning and 3 in the afternoon. The traffic is usually very light then. Or you could travel later in the evening, after 7 o'clock.
Okay, so in the middle of the day, if I took the same number 12 bus at, let's say, 11 in the morning, how long would the ride be then?
At 11 in the morning, with no traffic, the journey would probably take about 35 to 40 minutes. It's a significant difference, as you can see.
35 minutes compared to over an hour? That is a huge difference. Thank you. Even without traffic, 40 minutes still seems quite long. Is it a very long distance to the museum?
The distance is not actually that far. The other reason the journey takes some time is that the number 12 bus is a local route. This means it makes a lot of stops along the way.
A lot of stops. I see. So it's not a direct express service. It stops to pick people up and drop people off very frequently.
That's right. Every stop adds a little bit of time to the total journey. The bus has to slow down, pull over to the side of the road, open its doors, and then wait to safely merge back into the traffic.
I understand. Each stop probably adds a minute or two to the trip. Do you know how many stops there are between here and the city museum?
I can check the route map on my phone. Let's see. From this stop to the museum stop, there are 19 stops in between.
19. Wow, no wonder it takes a while. That really helps me understand the timing better.
Yes, the number of stops is a big factor in the total travel time. It's something you always have to consider with city buses.
It seems like the bus might not be the fastest option. I am just a tourist here, so I am not familiar with the other options. Would it be faster to take a taxi to the museum?
A taxi would almost certainly be faster, yes. A taxi would take the most direct route and would not make any stops. During off-peak hours, a taxi could probably get you there in 15 or 20 minutes.
That is much faster, but I imagine a taxi would be much more expensive than the bus, wouldn't it?
Oh, yes, a taxi would be significantly more expensive. The bus ticket is only €3. A taxi ride to the museum would probably cost between 20 and €25, especially with the city traffic.
25 euros? That is a very big difference. The bus is definitely the more budget-friendly option. What about the subway or the train?
The subway is another great option. It's very fast and is never affected by traffic. However, the nearest subway station is a 15-minute walk from the museum. So you would save time on the journey, but then you would have to walk more.
I see. So every option has its pros and cons. The taxi is fast, but expensive. The subway is fast, but requires more walking. The bus is slow, but cheap.
That is a perfect summary. And the bus has one other advantage that you might like as a tourist. It offers a much more scenic journey.
Scenic. What do you mean by that?
Well, the subway is underground, so you don't see anything of the city. But the number 12 bus route is actually quite beautiful. You get to see the city as you travel.
That does sound nice. What kind of things would I see on the way?
The route goes right through the heart of the old town. You will see the historic buildings and the old city square. Then, it travels along the edge of the Royal Park for about 10 minutes, which is very green and beautiful. So, if you are not in a hurry, the bus can be a great way to do some sightseeing. You get a mini tour of the city on your way to the museum.
A mini tour of the city. I really like that idea. You have convinced me that the bus is still a good choice as long as I travel at the right time.
I'm glad. If you have the time, it can be a very pleasant experience. You just need to be prepared for the journey.
If I am going to be on the bus for 40 minutes, I should probably bring something to do to pass the time.
That's a very good idea. I always make sure I have something with me for a bus ride. I usually listen to music or a podcast on my phone. It makes the time go by very quickly.
Listening to a podcast is a great idea. I have a few that I need to catch up on. Or I might bring a book to read. It could be a nice, quiet time to just sit and read.
A book is a perfect companion for a bus journey. You can just relax, look out the window from time to time, and get lost in your story. Before you know it, you will have arrived at your destination.
This is all such useful advice. You have helped me so much. Is there a way to see exactly when the bus will arrive? The schedule says it comes every 15 minutes, but is that always accurate?
That is another excellent question. The printed schedules can sometimes be unreliable because of traffic or small delays, but luckily, there is a modern solution for that.
I hope it's a smartphone app.
You guessed it, our city's public transport system has a fantastic app. You can download it for free. It shows all the bus routes and schedules, but its best feature is the real-time map.
Real time? So it shows you where the bus is right now?
Exactly. You can select the number 12 route, and you can see a little icon of the bus moving along the map. It tells you exactly how many minutes away the next bus is from your stop.
That is incredibly useful. So I don't have to just stand here and wait, hoping the bus comes soon. I can check the app and know exactly when to be at the stop. That technology is amazing.
It really is. It makes using the bus system so much easier and less stressful. You can plan your time much more effectively.
I am going to download that app right now. This will change how I get around the city during my vacation. I feel so much more confident now.
I'm really happy to hear that. A little bit of local knowledge can make a big difference.
It certainly has. So, based on everything you have told me, I am going to change my plan. I will not go to the museum this evening. Instead, I will go tomorrow morning, during the off-peak hours.
I think that is a very wise decision. You will have a much faster and more pleasant journey, and you will have more time to enjoy the exhibits at the museum.
Exactly. Thank you again for taking the time to explain everything to me in so much detail. You have been incredibly helpful and kind.
It was my pleasure. I hope you have a wonderful time at the museum tomorrow and enjoy your scenic bus ride.